Hello, we are doing pick a card piles for pick a cards, I guess, because everyone has had 2 cards instead of 1 card. And I don't know, stop that. Sorry. This is the energy for before the veil lifts. So pre-Halloween basically is what we're going for. Yeah, this is the 3rd pile. So 3rd pile has the cards. I can pick them up. I can pick them up. The Emperor and the 10 of Swords. These are like some really fucking heavy ass energy. The Emperor and the 10 of Swords. And I already pulled a couple tarot here. Turn them over and see. I pulled more than I anticipated, so if I don't want some, we might put some back. Okay. Huh, interesting. Okay. Some pre-Halloween energy before the veil lifts. The 10 of Swords and the Emperor. I feel like this 10 of Swords here, obviously, okay, I say obviously, that's not necessarily obvious. So there's some type of betrayal going on and some type of emotional betrayal, but I think the Emperor here, I think it could be that somebody is trying to undermine your authority, or your independence, or kind of, you may not necessarily be an authority figure, so you might not be like, oh, well, I don't have authority. But it could be more like your sense of self, I guess I should say. Kind of like your authority on who you are and what you're about and how you operate in the world, and somebody is trying to betray, that is not the right word, but trying to undermine that, your sense of authority within yourself. Or your independence. And they either are going to, or maybe you already have gone through this, and maybe this next coming phase is about picking up the pieces. But I feel that it is less about you being an authority figure or somebody else being an authority figure, and more about somebody trying to, or something happening. It may not even be a person specifically targeting you. It could just be like something happens that kind of like shakes your confidence within yourself and who you are. And you end up feeling very like defeated and almost betrayed, or even self-betrayed. Sometimes we betray ourselves. That is not fun. I'm sorry about that. I laugh, but that's because, is that a cry? So, what we have here is we have the other tarot cards. I'm not going to show them all to you unless it becomes significant, but I have the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. I feel like this Page of Cups is more like this Page of Cups. This Page of Wands is kind of you, where you're gonna have to like take on this sort of charismatic and playful type of energy, whether it is while trying to battle this feeling of losing your sense of authority within yourself. whether you are maybe bantering with someone and kind of making light of them trying to put you down or make you smaller, and not taking them seriously, or whether it is you kind of fake hyping yourself up until you're actually believing the hype that you're hyping yourself up with. Because there's the Seven of Swords here, and the Seven of Swords could be you kind of like I said, fake hyping yourself up to actually hype yourself up and eventually believe what you're telling yourself. Or the Seven of Swords could be that if somebody is actually belittling you or trying to make you feel smaller or powerless, the Seven of Swords could be that it's not going to be expected. It's going to come from an unexpected place, and it might have been happening behind your back before you even realized it. I hope that is not the case. I really hope that's not the case. This Ace of Wands here, I think, kind of goes with the Page of Wands, where it's like there is some action that you can take to help the situation resolve and to kind of give yourself, to kind of stand your ground. And that could be this Page of Wands, but I feel like this Ace of Wands is like, you don't have to just sit back and take this. You can defend yourself in one way or another. And it's not wrong of you to do so. I think with this Ace of Cups, this Ace of Cups here is also, I'm going to show you the Ace of Cups because I want to. It's a pretty card. I think the Ace of Cups is saying that there's going to be, after this passes, or even while it's happening, there's going to be an opportunity for healing that shows itself. And take that. I also feel like if and when that happens, it will not only help you stand stronger again within your own sense of authority, but I think it will also give you new perspective, and you will have a better understanding of yourself and your own independence, who you are within yourself, in a way that will make you stronger. So basically, going through fire is a trial by fire, and you're gonna come out strong at the end. I'm sorry, that sucks. It is not fun to do that. I think I want some extra cards for some encouragement, because that's like some really fucking heavy energy. I'm sorry that's happening, or might happen. Hopefully it happens in the least terrible way possible. I've definitely been through some shit like that, and it sucks. It so sucks. It's not fun at all, but we're gonna grab one of these numerology cards from the Cerulean sequence. Like, just some nice encouragement. I think kind of help us with this. Okay. We want this one, I believe. I think we want this one. To see what that is before I actually take it, though, because the cards are being very eager. Just a lot of them jumping out all at once. It doesn't mean you always need all of them, but we appreciate their eagerness regardless. Yeah, I would take that one. That we are taking. I also think we're taking that one. I am actually going to use these as bookmarks so I can come back to them. Oh, I like that one. I say I like them as if I don't like every card in this deck. I think we need an Oracle of Pluto. That's what we're going to take with us here. An Oracle of Pluto. It is also a very gorgeous deck. I'll show the card to you after that. Do you want this? They are kind of thick, so they tend to stick together. Oh, interesting. Let me read this one first. before we decide if this is the right one. Because, yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna take this one. I'm sorry. Okay. So this card is the shadow person. It is not all. Most of these are animal shadow puppets, and they're nice and pretty. And this one's a little less lighthearted. But the shadow person is about the unrecognized self. So it's kind of about the part of yourself that you keep hidden, that you might not even realize exists or is there. It's about kind of becoming more self-aware in a way and integrating your shadow with who you are. Before I start going on with that, let me go ahead and look at these some numerology cards before we continue on. So this too, you can see that, I'm sorry if you cannot. It is about balance. It's about the light and shadow, the internal balance. It also mentions the sun and moon, so like kind of like dualities that match each other in a way. All things exist in perfect balance. This card represents your ability to achieve harmony. It is right around the bend. You will blossom. And then the 8 card. This is a really pretty card too. All these cards are pretty. The 8 card, it has like in big letters at the top, because this book looks like a sketchbook. The guidebook is supposed to look like a sketchbook, I should say, and there's like just kind of like words written randomly all over, and at the very top it says you have the courage, and like big letters. The key is the courage to keep going. The globe represents the spinning loop of life. It reminds us that things will continue on. Yeah, it's kind of about perseverance to keep going and the courage to keep going. And that this isn't the end of the world. Whatever happens or has happened is not like, oh no, this is going to end everything. Like, it's going to keep going. But you don't have to let it keep going in such a way that it makes you feel like it's running you over. So I feel like with this too, we have balance, the shadow person, and this keep going-ness. It could be that whatever type of emotional betrayal is going on with your sense of authority or sense of self being kind of undermined or made smaller. It could be that you're seeing a different side of yourself because people might be kind of showing you or telling you how they see you, which may be very different from how you see yourself or how you are on the inside, because a lot of times we are completely different people on the inside than what we project on the outside, what we project for people to see, and then their interpretation of what they see. Like, there's multiple layers of perception and interpretation going on here. So what they're saying, how they view you, probably feels very different from who you actually feel that you are. They might be misinterpreting your actions and your motivations and being like, oh, well, you did this because of this, and you're just like, that's not why I did that, and how would you know that? You didn't actually ask me. Like, and just kind of completely misreading you in a way. But at the same time, that version of you is quote unquote true to them. And so you might feel really hurt and betrayed that people think this of you. And that could be the shadow person, but I feel like more like the shadow person is more than likely whatever is happening or coming up with this scenario, I think is more triggering you. And maybe you are reacting or feeling reactive, whether you actually take that reaction or just that feeling that you're having, is something that you haven't seen in yourself or haven't seen in yourself in a while, and you're just like, oh, where did that come from? I don't want to act that way, or I don't want to say that thing, or why did I do that when they said that? Like, yeah, it was hurtful, but why did I do that? Like, I'm not somebody who does, you know what I mean? Like, it triggers you, and you're seeing a certain side of yourself that maybe has been hurt in the past, or shut down in the past, or kept small in a way that you haven't been able to properly deal with it, or mature in that aspect of your life. And so this is kind of making that come up. And I feel like with this, too, talking about balance, this instance might be coming in order in your life. If you want to impart meaning into every part of your life, this instance is going to help you recognize that shadow side and be able to address it and heal it and properly integrate it. Obviously that takes time. I feel like this aid is part of that, but I also think this aid is telling you that this bad thing is happening or might happen, but that doesn't mean everything stops. Life does not stop. It's going to keep going, and it's not going to keep getting worse. It might, in the instant that it happens, feel like things keep getting worse, but life keeps going around and it comes in cycles. And just because this is a bad time now, it will not stay bad forever. It will keep going. You can get through this. You can rebalance your life. And just because somebody sees you in a bad light doesn't mean that that is true of you. It doesn't mean that you are bad. Maybe you have things to work on. Everybody has things to work on. Things keep moving. Life keeps moving forward. And with life, things change, meaning you also can change anything in yourself that you see needs to be changed, and sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. Sometimes it's just a misunderstanding, and eventually it will blow over. So yeah, take heart in that. Maybe there's something that needs to be rebalanced in your life, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And also, stuff happens, and it's not going to end the world. It will not be the end of your life. It's not like, oh my god, this thing happened, somebody found out I like something super nerdy, it's the end of my high school career, or whatever, you know, like some dramatic anime thing. It's not. It's not. Life keeps going, and you're going to be okay. You can get through this. That's all I have. But I feel whatever this ends up being, I hope it blows over in the most, I don't want to say pleasant way, but in the most efficient and helpful way to you, and least painful. But you got this, whatever it is. Even if it does end up being terrible, you got this, and you can make it through.